Okay, so this dream is about a disaster I saw happening in the country I'm from, St. Lucia, and not just St. Lucia, the whole of the Caribbean. And in this dream, it first started off in New Jersey, where I live. And I remember somebody, or should I say, a being in the dream told me I need to move from where I am. And I said, why? He said, because the earthquakes are going to happen where I am. And I said, well, nothing has happened yet. And then he said, it will soon happen because you're actually living on a fault line. And I said, oh, then the dream shift from New Jersey, which is in the US, to the Caribbean, well, St. Lucia and the island of St. Lucia. And the dream started, it went off like this. I was at my mom's home. My mom was there. One of my older sisters were there. And my youngest brother, I say youngest, but he's like one before me. And we were there, and I remember an announcement came on both the television and on the radio. And the announcement said that there will be a tsunami hitting the Caribbean and hitting St. Lucia. So everybody go to higher grounds. And in the dream, there was some other announcement made, which this one's a little weird. They made this announcement of these two giant reptiles, or whatever you want to call them. They look similar to, like, the movie Godzilla. There were two of them, and they were passing and eating people, and they themselves were moving to higher grounds. So, but anyway, in the dream, it's like I was at my mom's home, and I heard the announcement. We heard the announcement, and then we decided to go to higher grounds. So I remember my brother was waiting for me, and he decided he can't wait too long, so he left. And my sister asked me, what I need to go now. So I said to her, I'm looking for my jeans. She said, just take the jeans that's in the drawer. So I went in the drawer, in the chest of drawers. I saw my jeans there that was folded. I took a bit on me, and now I put a white shirt on, and I was heading out of the house. And just as I was opening the door to head out, my sister said to me, don't forget your medicine. And I asked her, what medicine? And then she said, your medicine. And I said, oh. So in the dream, my thought in the dream was, oh, my sinus medicine. So I said, well, on my way, I will just go and buy, one of the sinus medicines I take. And I remember there was this shop which was close by, but I didn't go down there because I remembered about the animals that were eating people. So I decided to head up to the hills. So then I went up. I started going up to the hills. I say, on my way, if I see a pharmacy or store, I will, just buy the medicine, the sinus medication. So I started walking. I went through the shortcut, and I remember going through this trail, and I saw this house of some friends that I know from back home, and I was about to call out one of the names, and then I looked at the house, and I realized the house seemed abundant, and no one was around. So I said, okay, they're not there. So I said, let me just keep on going. So I kept, just walking, and I'm walking. And then the dream kind of switched to those two animals. I remember seeing those two animals, and they were huge. They were probably like 2 stories tall, and they were heading out. And I remember I'm hiding. There was this, there was grass, tall grass and I was in bushes and I was just hiding there. And I remember seeing them passing. They were a distance away from me, probably about 800 yards. No, I'll say probably about 500 yards. But I could see them. And I remember they were going, and there was this man on a tree hiding. He had this blue shirt on. He was hiding, but he kind of wrapped himself he like laid down on the branch in a way and hooked himself in a way so he looked one with the branch. So the two animals were passing. They passed the tree straight. But for some reason, one of the animals, kind of in the corner of its eye, saw the guy move, and it came back and it tried to bite him off the tree, but it couldn't. But it seemed it was a very smart animal. So it actually bit the branch and broke it. So the guy fell, the branch and the guy fell down. And the guy tried to run. And as soon as he tried to run, it just ate him. And then it continued on its way, moving up. So I'm heading up and I'm seeing all this. And I remember there was this little boy. He must have been probably about, I would say probably 4 or 5 years old. He had this orangey yellow shirt on, and bald head, a black boy, more like brown skin, and he was just standing there, and he was looking in my direction, and all I could think of, if I could have time run over, I could grab this little boy without those animals seeing. As soon as I said that, the animal came over and just bit that little boy head off, and I was like, shoot. And then I'm like, okay. So then the dream switched back to my normal track or trail going up that hill. And I'm walking, going up the hill. And then I'm just walking, it's me alone, I'm not seeing anybody. Then I reached this hill. It didn't look familiar to any hill that I know of, where in reference to the place I was. And this hill, I climbed it. I was just going up. It was steep. I'm going up. It's like not even a hill. I would say like a mountain. Yeah. So I'm going up this mountain, and I remember whilst passing, there was some Caucasian, or should I say white people. They were like, they had this, when they camouflage thing, or they mark themselves. And I remember this lady with a blue shirt, and I just had like a dot, a noise when someone blow a dot, and it hit the lady in her back, and she fell down. So in my head I said, reminder, that's all in the dream. So in my head I'm saying to myself, I hope they don't come after me. So I continued walking, and at the same time I said that I saw snowflakes falling. Now that's in the Caribbean, that's in the tropics. I saw snowflakes falling, and I said to myself, wow, that weather even brought about snow in St. Lucia. But anyway, it didn't fall for long, so I proceeded up the hill. Then I met this little trail heading. The hill was like kind of slanting this way. So when I reached up it, I saw this trail heading down. So when I reached on the top of the hill, I saw a nephew of mine, and I was quite surprised to see him there, because it's like I haven't seen him for long. But the thing is, I'm kind of aware of that I am dreaming, and I know that I am dreaming. So then I asked him, I say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing here? He said, now I saw this little boy on this tree that looked broken in 3 pieces, and he was sitting on it and he's crying. I say, what happened? And my nephew said, I'm just helping this little boy. And I said, oh, okay. And then I said to him, well, where are the others? So he said, down the hill. Well, not really down he said down the path. So I proceeded down the path, and then in the dream I found myself in a building. And in the building there were like 5 members of my family. I think about 5 members. Yeah, let me see, 3 brothers, a nephew, and I. Yes. In the building. And then there were other people in the background, but I couldn't see them, but I knew there were other people there. And we were just there sitting, cracking out jokes and whatnot. My oldest brother was giving jokes and so on. And when I came, I sat down and I had my phone. And surprisingly, I had my actual Samsung Galaxy Note 8 in my hand. And I looked at the weather on it, and it showed that it was snowing in St. Lucia. It snowed in St. Lucia. So my nephew that was sitting beside me said, "Hey, yo, it's it snowed?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "When I was coming up the hill, it was snowing." And then, people, we just started talking and just laughing and so on. And then the dream kind of switched where it's like the tsunami happened. And I went outside to take a look to see what height did the water reach at. And it looked like it was a really big tsunami because the water kind of reached so high that the trail I was on, I was able to stretch my leg and dip my toes in that water. I couldn't see any houses. I just saw water. And that was it. And then I just woke up from the sleep. And that was a dream. Now, I know it's kind of weird, but the funny thing is, I've heard and seen videos of many of other St. Lucians dreaming, or as they said, having a vision of a tsunami hitting St. Lucia. Just recently, I saw one of a girl. She was crying, saying she saw that she had this vision of a tsunami hitting the west side of St. Lucia, which is Soufrière, and she was just crying, and I'm saying to myself, okay, I've had that dream there for a little while, sitting there thinking about it. I said, since people are putting their videos up, I say, let me just make this video and put it up. So that's the dream. So if you have any interpretation of the dream, you could comment and let me know, or just write out what you think the dream is about, or if you can interpret it, or whatever symbols based on what I told you. The dream, if you can give me some kind of meaning or whatnot, let's just have fun with it and see what happens. But I hope that doesn't actually happen, because if it's gonna happen, it's really gonna happen, because a nephew of mine also dreamt of the tsunami in St. Lucia, and he said so many people died. And a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, he also dreamt about a tsunami as well. Oh, and something I forgot to tell you in the dream. In the dream, the way this tsunami happened was there were multiple earthquakes throughout the Caribbean. And as a result of those earthquakes, it created the tsunamis, or the tsunami. And at one point in the dream, I could actually see the wave just going through the Caribbean countries. And I remember Barbados was just all under, because Barbados is so flat. And it's just a weird dream. When I dream of those kind of things, I'm very cautious. So not really cautious, but it makes me think. And I know, because a lot of my dreams, they do come true. So I hope this one doesn't happen. I hope by me putting it out there, that maybe it might change something. I don't know. So I'm open for interpretation of this dream. So let's see what happens. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm going to post it on Facebook, and also have it on YouTube as well. So you might be watching this on YouTube right now, or you might be watching this on Facebook. Either way, drop your comments and let me know what you think. Like and subscribe as well on Facebook, on YouTube, and let's just have fun. I have many more dreams. So if you're a subscriber, you're a follower, you are welcome to listen, and like I said, comment about the dreams. So anyway, thank you very much. Bye.